Yeah, so it's mostly through YouTube, but we are cracking the code for Facebook as well. Facebook organic mainly, not
Yeah.
through ads. So yeah, it's these are the two main sources, and the third one would be SMS, but it's not cracked yet. But it's really working well to get them people buy the stuff again, like for abundant carts. But it's not to get the cold traffic on the website. So yeah.
Right. Sounds good.
Yeah, I'm
Nice.
learning email marketing along the way, but it's not my game right now. So I'm just learning this stuff and implementing it for my own brands.
Cool. Yeah, saw some behind the scenes sneak peek for everyone. All right. Yeah. Welcome back to Odys Talks, everyone. We had a one week break since we've traveled to SEO Mastery Summit Saigon last week, and we're back. We're back with another great episode. I'm really stoked about it. So yeah, naturally, this show is brought to you by Odys Global, your one-stop marketplace for age domains and websites, as well as several additional services, including 301 redirects, leads to own domains and websites, topic clusters, EAT audit, and fully managed hosting. So if you're interested in any of that, you can always reach out to us and our team will sort you out. And today I'm joined by three absolute legends. Same as always, but either way, it's Umar Faizan. By the way, did I pronounce it properly, correctly?
Yeah, Omar is
Pretty
perfect,
much.
but it's Faizan. Yeah,
Faizan.
it's an
Okay,
Arabic
Faizan.
name, so yeah.
All right. Yeah, founder of Growth Winner. James Dooley, the man, the legend, founder of Fat Rank, and yeah, just a perfect human being of by all means. He often changes his career path. So last time he's been the Odys office cleaner. Today he represents the SEO's dead movement. I'll let him speak more about that. And Rick Shabrika, what not from Hangover. That's nice. Yeah.
I snuck that in there. I didn't know if you'd seen it. I know Dooley saw it as soon as I put it on his cheeky grin. I'm not Alan from The Hangover. I'm not taking photo requests. So it's just me.
Amazing. And yeah, two of these specimens today are actually Odys mentors, which is not a frequent occurrence on the show. So yeah, really stoked about it. So guys, why don't you go on and introduce yourselves? James, I'm sorry for doing this to you for I don't know, fourth, fifth time on the show, but I'd still ask you to do that, but you'll be the last one in the row. All right, Umar, why don't you go first and introduce yourself?
Yeah, thank you so much for the invite. I'm Omar, the founder of Growth Winner, and we are a link building agency. And by link building, I mean whatever contains under the link building umbrella, mostly guest posts, niche edits, and stuff like that. And I own some e-commerce brands where we build niche e-commerce brand from scratch and grow from there. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I recently started my YouTube channel where I am sharing my actionable tips and insights, strategies, whatever I'm doing. And yeah, it's more than what is SEO and more of what I do. So yeah, that's perfect.
Amazing. Rick, your turn.
Yeah, so I'm Rick Shabrika. Facebook ads primarily. A lot more in the sort of e-com space, as you guys may know. Monthly Tea Club is sort of one of the core brands that I co-run and own. Again, heavily relied on Facebook, but I have worked in other verticals with Facebook ads in the past for lead generation, a lot of various different industries. So I've had some experience and hopefully I can help share some of that with you guys on the call.
Of course.
It's good.
Right. James, come on.
So today, obviously, I do lead generation and I own quite a few different brands in the SEO community. Previous podcasts have mainly been speaking about content and links and SEO. the reason why I put the strap line on there, thought SEO is dead, is because today's podcast, I've got Richard Breaker on, and this is the first time we've done a podcast together. And I'd like to first and foremost start by saying anybody that wants to have traffic diversity needs to jump on an ODYS call with Richard Breaker. So if anyone doesn't know who he is, for many, many, many years, he's helped me out with everything away from SEO to do with social media ads, sales funnels, Facebook ads. I mean, I put him onto a few different clients, and every single one of them have come back to me, thanking me so much for it. So first and foremost, this is why I put SEO is dead, and why we're talking today more about traffic diversity. And I just wanted to get that out there to start with, is that Rick is one of them kind of guys that will play it down like, yeah, I've done a little bit here and done a little bit there, but what he doesn't know about meta ads on Instagram and Facebook, you don't need to know about it. Everything, and to do with everything on the sales funnels, he is God. You up there, Rick? Now you need to.
Oh, thanks for shit. I don't know if I'm allowed to swear, but no, thank you for that, mate. Yeah, no, that's really kind.
Wow, how's that for a shout out, huh?
Yeah, I'm putting that on my CV, on my LinkedIn page as we speak.
I can later send you this like audio snippet from this episode.
Yeah, and forget the rest. Just
can I redo it? Rick is an absolute. No, but I genuinely mean every word of it.
Thanks
let's jump straight into it now, and let's talk a little bit about traffic diversity and why I put SEO is dead. Is that a lot of people out there nowadays have been hit with regards to affiliate sites and niche sites. They've had the helpful content update in September. I'm sure there's a lot of people that can resonate, that they're probably halved in traffic, and then they've still been in a negative ranking state ever since. Obviously, with every winner, there's a loser, but there's so many people out there in the SEO community that was obsessed by only monetization was via SEO. And they didn't diversify, and they wasn't collecting emails, and they wasn't building their own YouTube kind of brands like what Umar's doing now with regards to organic YouTube channels and building Twitter followings and creating Facebook groups and all this type of thing. If you think of it from a standpoint of just doing SEO in Google, you're only renting that space until Google don't like your website anymore, if they don't like it anymore. And the algorithms can change, and you are building a business on quicksand if you're 100% relying just solely on SEO. So you should be diversifying and trying to build up your income streams and following, not just via SEO. Hence the reason why I said SEO is dead. Obviously it's not dead, but Umar, you might want to talk a little bit more about your organic growth on YouTube and stuff that you're doing away from the general content and links. Like how are you doing it to diversify traffic streams?
I love James taking over the show again. Yeah, before we do that, there's one little thing I have to do. So,
ladies and gentlemen, we are live.
All right, yeah, now we're all set. Omar, go on.
Yeah. So first things first is we have recently worked with a brand that is in the RV space. I've shared it in my SEO Master Summit workshop as well. So what we did was I asked my client just start creating videos around their product just to inform just to educate their buyers, right? So, and what happened was their on videos started ranking on keywords, right? And then what started happening, we put all of those product links into the description, and people started visiting the website through the description. And another strategy that I've recently started following through, especially for YouTube, is having the pinned comment, and that's really a game changer. If you have got maybe like 1,000 followers or something, just put your pinned comment that you want people to take action on, right? So and secondly, with the organic growth stuff, I think one of the best thing that SEOs can do, look, with SEO, you really don't own the traffic. People come, visit and just go. You should really strategically have them into your funnel or something. Like, just go ahead and ask ChatGPT to for some ideas that you can promote on your website, for just to get their emails. The point is, with the checklist and reports and all of that stuff, people don't really like it. They don't really download the stuff since it's too common. So it should be something really unique to your brand, to your offering, that you want to promote, right? So the email is just a currency that they are giving you. It's not free, in my opinion. So it's like a currency. They are doing a transaction with you by not giving you their credit card, right? So once you have them on your email list, you can send them whatever you want in your niche, right? Let it be digital products, let it be physical products, and it will be really, really easy to ask them, okay, guys, I have got I have got some ideas. Let me know if you are facing some problems or if I can help you out with XYZ. And now the audience is really giving the ideas, what they want to be sold on, right? What they want to get, and you can easily sell them. So yeah.
Amazing. Very
What do you think to that, Rick?
insightful.
Yeah,
Right?
well, I mean, from a paid ads perspective, there's little I can add to that, but it sounded good. Yeah, I think, like Umar's touched on and you've touched on, I think traffic diversification seems to be the sort of buzz phrase that's being kicked around right now, especially after the latest massacre from Google side with their algorithm update. So, yeah, I mean, I'm not going to steal the show just yet. I'll wait till my turn. But yeah, that all sounded good to me, Umar.
Yeah, actually, last week, well, I've had several interviews, including one with James. It hasn't been released yet. And yeah, one funny thing about the interview with him in particular is that my plan was to have like a 5-7 minute conversation and just quickly edit it and put it out on YouTube. We ended up talking for 25 minutes.
Vlad won't shut up. I want to know. Vlad won't shut up.
So yeah, one of the interviews was with Julian Goldie, and of course, as you know, he's doubling down on YouTube in particular. The way he put it was not traffic diversification. He said, I really like the phrase he used, untapped opportunities. And if you think about it, there are literally so many untapped opportunities when it comes to doing, well, yeah, business online, not just speaking of SEO, right? Like e-commerce, SaaS, just building a brand and just providing quality products, services, whatever it is. People just seem to be too focused and preoccupied with just optimizing their sites, doing affiliate stuff, and like from day one when I started doing the podcast back in the day here at Odys, there's Alex, the founder. He said that, well, if you go and do business online, just make sure to treat your website as a business, not as a side hustle, because it won't last. And this is the mentality that a lot of people in the community lack and end up being hit with Google updates and not knowing what to do because they've just put all their eggs in one basket, So yeah, speaking of building brands, right?
Yeah.
How much does it? Yeah, you have a. Do you have?
No,
do you
please
have
go
any
ahead.
particular?
I've got a little another knowledge bomb for you here, Vlad. Like within
Go
your
on.
database of websites within ODYS. I'm going to give a little bit of a shout out to ODYS. So there's so many sites that everyone's obsessed by DR and how many links that ODYS domains has got before they're buying it. But there's so many branded sites that you have in your dashboard. And when you actually start then, when we was looking at traffic diversity, some of them have got massive Twitter followings already and Facebook accounts and Instagram accounts and stuff like that. Now, we found it a little bit difficult at first to go, yeah, but how are we going to get the login details for the Twitter? Well, normally they've got it like set up where it's like whatever it is, like info or whatever the name is at domain name. So if you just go and if you buy one of the Odys domains, do a catch-all and then take over that Twitter account. We've got one or two from the ODYS that have got like 35,000 followers, and that actual following and the kind of referral traffic from the Twitter coming through to the site is just allowed it to index super fast. And we're obviously trying to find other things like Google News approved that's within your dashboard. And there's quite a lot of sites that are Google News approved, which is instant indexing. So it's just a little tip for some people that are looking at sites. Sometimes also try and take a look to see what Twitter account was attached to the domain. And if it's got a big following, well, that alone, normally, generally speaking, I normally work it out around £1 or $1 per follower on Twitter is kind of whereabouts I'm happy to buy if someone's got a decent sized Twitter following, a real Twitter following, I'm like, for 20,000 followers, I'd pay $20,000. And some of your accounts have got big followings already on top of the domain, and you can catch it. So it's just another little tip for people when they are sourcing the domains in ODYS. Don't just be obsessed by the backlink profile. Physically try and look at the social that comes or could come with it as well.
Yeah, true.
And,
yeah, go on, Omar.
Yeah, and this reminds me of Carl's advice that he gave while he was on SEO Master Summit stage. So he said, like, there are a lot of brands out there that are not really good with SEO, right? They have really good social following. So you can do the other way around. If you can't build the social following, just go ahead and buy the brand, and you are good with SEO, just leverage it. So
yeah. What do you think, Chubbs?
Yeah, I agree, mate.
Chubbs.
I agree. Chubbs. I've been called worse, but I'll take that. Thanks, James. Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, I think it's just in terms of purchasing a domain, if it's got associated social profiles, then the more the merrier. And I've noticed that when I've been looking through the Odys catalog as well. You've just got to look at as many ways you can leverage it as possible. The way I tend to look at it is, obviously you've got from a domain authority perspective, and how many keywords it's ranking for and whatnot. That's all well and good, but for me, I'm looking at historical traffic data. The first thing that I would be looking to do from a paid ads perspective is, if it's not already got it on, look at slapping on a pixel, a Facebook pixel on there, so that we can start monetizing some of the traffic straight away. And there's a lot of low hanging fruit with any website that's not running remarketing, which I know Dooley is a big advocate for. But yeah, let's say the average website converts at 5%. Out of every 100 people that visit your website, 95 people leave without taking any action for a multitude of reasons. We're living in a very busy era. Everybody's got a million things that they need to do at any given time. So more often than not, it's not that your product or service isn't a right fit for any one of those 95 people at any given time. It's the fact that you've just caught them at the wrong time. So if we can leverage remarketing via Facebook ads to capture this traffic, then it's low hanging fruit. You'll be seeing results in no time. So that's one of the quickest wins that I would see when purchasing an Odys domain, and how I would look to leverage some of that existing traffic that's on there. But yeah, have a look. Check the social profiles that they've already got set up. As Dooley said, that adds value instantly. But also, it's worth just double checking to see if they've got any pixels installed on the site that we can leverage historical traffic data to.
And it's
go
on, James. Go on.
I think expanding on that, when we spoke, obviously Richard Beaker's mentioned there retargeting pixels and stuff like that. When I was on stage in Saigon last week, that's one of the things people was asking me about, and I'm like, the cheapest form of any sort of advertising is using that remarketing pixel. If you can get those pixels on there, like Richard Breaker for many years has done a lot of like lead generation for us in the finance sector. And what we was doing initially was running a lot via PPC. And the PPC might have cost us around $20, $25 per click. And like Rick was saying, maybe 90% of those was leaving and not inquiring. Well, they've gone out of their way and done a search specifically for a product that we want. So what then Rick tries to do is not only just try to get them back to the site to try and get them to inquire, is he's got like a 1 week nurturing funnel, a 2 week nurturing funnel. How long have they watched the video for? Have they kind of engaged with the video? And there's so many different ads and stuff. Like I just think, or just get an image up and go, do you want a lead for this or stuff like that? And it just doesn't work. And this is where, when you get a proper expert, and this is why I'm saying to you about speaking to somebody like a Richard Breaker, they'll go through the whole funnel of what are they thinking and can we nurture them? Because at present, they're not ready to fill in a form. Why are they not ready to fill in a form? How can we get into step 2 to step 3 and working down the funnel until they are ready? And for the £20 for the click, Richard Breaker can retarget him for as little as $1. And he's getting them back, and he's actually getting the leads for $1. What was costing us $20 just for a click, never mind a conversion. So the retargeting side of that is obviously Rick's the guy who can expand on that further. Or jump on an Odys mentor call with him. But Rick, I don't know if you, how do you set up the funnels and how are you looking at knowing what to do? Are you doing video ads, image ads? Like how do you take this on to a different level?
Reading my mind, James.
Yeah.
Yes, it depends. It all depends on the product and service that you're looking to offer. I'd say there's no one size fits all. And I think people fall under this trap with paid ads and they think, right, I'll just get a simple campaign set up. It works for this, but it's not the case. So I would look at it on a case-by-case basis. First of all, obviously, you've got a remarketing funnel there. So regardless of whether you're driving paid, you've got a website and you're marketing it, you're driving some form of traffic to it, and you're paying for that in most cases, whether that be for links or, Google ads, or, any way you're going to be paying for this traffic. So initially, I'd want to look to set up a remarketing funnel. More often than not, the reason that people don't convert first time round is because it's just not the right time, especially for remarketing, because you don't need to necessarily factor in your targeting or anything like that. You know that these people have got a genuine interest in your product or service. So you can scrap am I targeting the right people? You are targeting the right people. It's just for whatever reason they've not converted. So it's a great tool for reminding people consistently. So I do help, and we do have built out some extensive remarketing funnels. I'm conscious I don't want to go sort of too technical on things and scare people away from it, but from a if I was to look at a remarketing funnel, depending on the product or service, there's key reasons that people are not going to purchase your product or opt in for your service. And first and foremost, they were too busy at the time, and then it comes down to trust. And then after that, it may be a blend of both. We've perhaps not built enough trust. We've still not caught them at the right time. So if you consider the average person having visited a website, after 30 to 45 days, the chances of converting them are slim to none, regardless of how well built your funnel is or how well priced your product or service is. So we need to look at this in stages, and what we need to do ultimately is to get them to convert one way or another. But and we, in some cases, we might need to put some kind of offer or an additional kind of benefit to them. But we want to sort of keep our powder dry. We don't want to offer that straight away. So for the first 7 days after somebody's clicked onto your website, so visit my website between day 0 and 7. These are the people that have likely clicked onto your website and they've been on a work break. They were in the car and they were just checking, their phone briefly. So these are the people who we want to go after first. And that's just a quick, hey, I've seen that you've been interested in my service. it's still available. We can still help and support you. Click the link below, and you will get a good amount of your remarketing traffic from that pool of people. People that don't take action between that first 0 and 7 days have to be reminded to do so. There's another perhaps more fundamental reason that they've not converted, and that will not normally at that point come down to trust. So we need to build our trust signals at that point. If depending on the length, the sort of size of your funnel, you're not, these people may not have been aware of your brand for that long at all. So, and depending on the level of commitment or the price point, we may need to do a little bit more nurturing at this point. So this is where I would go with some USP ads. So I'd remind people as to why your service or your product is the one to choose in your vertical. And I would run ads like that from between days 7 to 14, reminding them as to why you're there, why they clicked on your ad in the first place. But like I say, promoting the reasons why you are the experts in your field. At that point, if they're still on the fence, we need to build FOMO. And also, that's where we go in with our offer. So these people, as you guys know, we all know, we've all been on our websites, we've death scrolled till the end of time. It's a busy place, trying to capture people's attention is difficult. But 9 out of 10 people would probably identify as ADHD nowadays. It's difficult. We're being bombarded with like digital information. It's difficult. So by day 14 to day 21 to 30, at that point, what we want to do is go in with an offer and go, right, okay, we know that you know us. We know that you know our USPs, but there's still a reason why you've not converted. Here's an offer, but also I would back that up with customer testimonials and reviews to say, hey, let's say you were promoting computer mice, or mouses. I don't know if the plural term mice is correct, but let's say you were promoting those, and you've got to days 14 to 30, and these people still haven't converted. It's like, well, hey, did you know that we've got 15% off right now? And check, this has increased James Dooley's productivity by 25%. He's getting so much more work done. He's putting his output has increased on his Fat Rank blog by 30%. Or Vlad's been able to do it. So this is right. Okay, so these other people are getting benefit from it as well. And now I've got an offer. Now I'm going to convert. So remarketing, that is the way that I would approach that. Obviously, case by case basis, different services are going to need a different type of remarketing funnel for different reasons. But as a general rule, that's what a remarketing funnel would look like. And they're the key reasons and the key stages that you would sort of jump in and address certain issues. As for prospecting, let's say you've got a website and you want to go out there and start prospecting for new clients or new customers. Again, it depends what it is that you're looking to do. And I speak to so many people, and and they're asking me about Facebook. And I'm like, well, what is your objective? And I go, well, I've got this traffic campaign where I'm doing this. I'm like, but what's your overall objective? It's for more sales, right? Okay. Well, depending. Can be an speaker at some point. No, you can't. It's the Rick show. It's the Rick show. Let's get Rick on. Be quiet. No, I'm doing this so I never get invited on. Oh, man, this is mint. No, this is mint. Honestly, it's mint. So, right, a prospect. Don't try and throw me off. I'm in the zone. So
you're up today 170 to 175.
I know Umar's gone grey. Right, okay. For a prospecting funnel, let's say you want to go after more customers, and this is just a little bonus kind of, content. You want to go after more customers for your product or service. Again, it really depends on what it is that you're promoting. Is it high ticket? Is it low ticket? Is it product based? Is it service based? The way I would go about doing this is meeting, and I'm going to use James as the example here, going up to a girl in a bar. No, I'm joking. Not James. Somebody who's not married with kids. Going up to a girl in a bar, and she's a straight 10 out of 10. Umar, I'll use you. Going straight up to a girl in a bar and she's 10 out of 10. You wouldn't just go straight up to her and say, will you sleep with me? You'd want to get to know her first. They need to get to know your name. You need to get to know their name. You need to buy them a drink. This is a really poor analogy, but it's the only one that I remember. And I guarantee it will stick with you as well. I love tennis. Yeah, that's why I say it's a poor choice, Dooley. Just go up. You need to get to know them first, and the same is true with products and services. So if you've got a low ticket product or service, there's a low action threshold for those people that would need to go and purchase your product or service. In that case, if it's a low value item, let's say it's a 1 out of 10, you perhaps could go up and say, do you want to come back to my place? And you might get a result. But if you want to go after a 10 out of 10, let's say it's a high value product or service, you can't just do that. You need to get to know people first. You need for them to get to know you. So the top of your funnel, your marketing campaign might be something more sort of brand awareness, getting your brand out there, letting the people know, driving them to your website. So what I was talking about before about understanding what your overall objective is, it may be sales, but you can't go straight in with sales. You need to get to know them first, drive them to your website, build up a relationship, and then go in for the kill. And I'm not going to talk anymore because my jaw's aching.
Umar, what do you think to that? Do you do any funnels? Do you run much ads or organic?
Yeah, so I recently started doing it, when I got in touch with Rick. So what I think about is with the Facebook ads, or generally Facebook and SEO, is when someone is on Facebook, they are just scrolling and scrolling and scrolling, right? They are not ready to buy yet, right? What with SEO is, we all know that they are ready to buy. That's why they are searching. But if you are not combining these two, you are really missing a lot of money on the table, right? So, for example, if you are promoting your offer, if you're promoting your services using Facebook ads, but someone searches they are just ready to buy now, they don't remember your name, and they searches for the services now on Google or somewhere else. Now you are not there. That means you provided the sale to your competitors, right? So that's really a thing. When it's really a subtle difference between push marketing and pull marketing. So when you are promoting your offers with the Facebook ads, just make sure that you are then everywhere. That now means a brand. So brand doesn't mean like you have XYZ followers on social media, or you have XYZ email list, right? So yeah, and the second thing is that Rick mentioned is about about benefits. So a lot of times what I have seen is, and I did that mistake earlier as well, when people say benefits, they really mean features, right? They are just mentioning a couple of features of their product or their service, and they are calling it as benefits, right? And nowadays you can really use ChatGPT. You can list the whole your target market, what your offer is, and what your service is, right? Or the details about your service, and you can ask it if those are really the benefits based on the pain points and the challenges that the audience is facing, right? And it can literally tell you if those are benefits or not. And yeah, lastly, I like 2 weeks ago, I spent like 30 or so minutes to create a prompt, and I trained GPT on the marketing behaviors and perspectives, and I asked it to I will explain the whole thing, and you're going to give me the ideas about the lead magnets, the low ticket offer, as well as the core offer that I can promote to that audience. Just like Rick said, when they are not ready to buy, you can just literally promote your low ticket service so that they can taste what your service looks like, what your product looks like. And it can work in literally any niche, like e-commerce or services or anything like that. So, yeah.
Yeah, again, sorry, I've not spoken enough, so I thought I'd just add some more. And that's a great point Umar raised as well about, if you've got a website that you're driving traffic to, it should never just be about one traffic source. And and every traffic source has got its own set of key benefits. Like they were saying, push pull marketing, proactive, reactive. There's I think adopting an omni-channel approach to any website or any project that you're running is crucial, because some campaigns that I've worked on in the past have worked well because they've been they've been able to leverage some other good traffic from other traffic sources, like SEO, Google Ads. They've been fundamental to it. So I would never look at something and say we just need to do SEO, we just need to do Facebook ads. Always adopt a more sort of a broader view on things, and and rather than just go, like I say, ham on one and that's it, and have sort of tunnel vision. Look at how you can leverage multiple platforms and how they may sort of benefit the overall ecosystem.
I've got a question for you on this, Rick, because you've not spoken off. So you talk about omnipresent and being omni-channel kind of marketing, right? So if someone's watching now this webinar and they're like, all right, I'm just 100% in on SEO and I realize I need to diversify my traffic streams, saying be omnipresent everywhere is difficult for them to do that. And setting up I know that when you're setting up these funnels, how difficult it is. Because when you first came to me and you was asking me questions like, I need this image, I need this video, I need this video, I need that video. I'm like, what do you need all these videos for? And obviously it's like, well, this is 3 to 5 days. This is 1 to 2 weeks. This is 2 to 3 weeks. And you're getting these funnels set up. I can see it being too daunting for many people to say, I'm going to do Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and try and be everywhere. So when people talk about omni-channel, do you not feel that to start with, it is good just to kind of focus iron time in one and get that right and get that funnel right? Let's say whether it's Facebook or Instagram or whatever it is, or do you feel you go broad and try and do TikTok and Pinterest and every other channel and see what's winning and then go after that? Because I just think for a lot of people, it'd be too scary to go omni-channel to start with, if that makes sense.
Yeah, 100%. I think the key to remember is that it's a journey, it's not a destination. And you're right, you wouldn't want to go after everything straight away. You'd want to build a traffic source to a point where you're comfortable that it's driving you consistent results that are within your KPIs that you're happy with, and then look to see how you can leverage another traffic medium. But the good thing is it is laborious and it's a pain to get some of these campaigns set up and getting all your assets and everything like that. But the type of content that people consume is more often than not consistent across all these brands. So you've got your TikToks, your Twitter, your Facebook, Instagram. While they are individual platforms with their own USPs in their own rights, it's the same human beings that are using them, and we are used to digesting a certain type of content, and that is vertical video. That's where it's at. It's if you were to build a good direct response vertical video marketing funnel, that's easily interchangeable across all these key platforms. So it does the way that sort of the world's changing and the type of content that people are digesting it's almost streamlining it for us as marketers to be able to turn around and say, right, well, we can build a campaign and we instantly know that we can launch that across multiple platforms straight away. So that does work in our favor. And as well, when you're dealing with the likes of Facebook and Twitter and TikTok as multiple channels, that they're all ultimately doing the exact same as each other. So you can, behind the scenes, once you know how to use, say, Facebook ads as a platform, right away you know how to use Twitter, you know how to use LinkedIn, you know how to use TikTok. They're all the same behind the scenes. So as long as you get your content right, you can put it across. So going back to your original question, I've gone right around the houses with it. Get one right first and then move on to another. But when you do come to want to leverage paid social, you don't have to necessarily do the same. You could build a campaign that you could easily replicate across 4 or 5 different of the top social platforms. So
there's a little noise bomb in there saying vertical video. Why vertical? Is it because it takes up more real estate, or like what's the reason for it being vertical and not horizontal on video?
So it goes back to the type of content that people are consuming more. So people are moving more away from the feed. They're going more to stories and reels and TikTok. So that's just the way that it's going. You know, we're noticing mass more engagement via reels and stories than we are from feed ads. And again, for social, you know, shifting more towards, you know, 80% of the results that we see are Instagram. What I would say, as well as another little sort of, I wouldn't necessarily call it a knowledge bomb, but if you've got the most important, if you're running a video campaign, no matter where you're doing it, if it's paid, if it's organic, it doesn't matter where. The first 3 seconds are the ones that count. So again, going back to, you know, how we digest content as much as the content we are digesting, if we're not getting that instant gratification within the first few seconds, it's so easy for us to just swipe. And when you're paying for exposure, it's so important to get those first 3 seconds nailed on. And to get it right first time, there's a technical term in the industry for it. It's called a miracle. So what you want to do, let's say you've got a video campaign where you're going to promote Fat Rank or another one of your projects. The overall content of your video might be great, but like I said, the first 3 seconds are the only ones that, or are the main ones that count. So if you don't get those right, people aren't going to stop or their thumb scroll. They're not going to stop and view your video. They're just going to go straight past it. So while you might have the best offer at the end of your video and the best content and everything, like, people aren't going to pay attention because of that first 3 seconds. So what I would normally suggest to people to do, if you're running a video campaign, keep it 25 seconds long, get the main body of your video recorded, and then do, say, half a dozen, 5 or 6 3-second intros that are hooks that appeal to your audience. So that way you've got 6 videos for the price of 1, so to speak, because all you need to do is then record 6 3-second videos that you just stitch in, and then you split test against each other. And the results that you'll find from split testing that are absolutely incredible. It's more, it's that hook at the beginning. And if you're struggling with, here's an extra bonus piece of value or knowledge bomb. If you're struggling to know what hooks you can say or use that will appeal to your audience, go and look at your competitors' reviews, Trustpilot, FIFA, wherever, and look at the negative ones and see what people are saying bad about your competitors. And if you or your product or service address those with your USPs, use them, because you know that your competitors' customers are pissed off with them for that reason. If it might be that you guys, if it was Odys as an example, that let's say there was, you know, some awful competitor out there, but their domains were, you know, they didn't check for spam traffic or anything like that. We can use that in the first 3 seconds of our videos, and we know that that's going to resonate well with the audience that we're going after. So, yeah. Hope that
Awesome. Wow. I say, yeah, that's brilliant, actually. But I say we put the Rick Shabrika's brain picking session on hold for now. We got a couple of questions in the chat.
I'm being, all good, mate. All good. Sorry, I've waffled. I've been waiting for this day for so long.
It's absolutely fine. Perfectly. I mean, you're sharing tons of knowledge and a lot of the things that I'm sure tons of our viewers, listeners haven't been thinking of. So all good, all clear. All right. Here's the first question from Johannes Faupel. Question for you all. What would you do to catch people on the web outside of their quote-unquote perception bubble? Omar.
I couldn't understand the question.
All right. What would you do to catch people on the web outside their perception bubble?
Honestly speaking, I don't know what perception bubble means, so I don't have any comments.
All right, James. Then we'll get back to you, Omar.
So with regards to the perception bubble, I'm presuming he means obviously they're thinking one thing and you've got to try. If you're selling this product and they're thinking this, but you want to try and sell that, that's just all part of going after, almost doing topical authority and going after everything. So whether that's on social media, whether it's on YouTube videos, whether it's blog posts and stuff like that, go after everything, educate them in all forms of knowledge that you know, and then you can funnel them to whatever products or services that you want to try and send them into. Their perception of something might be X and you might be selling them Y. You've got to kind of do that contextual border and the bridge from X to Y to say, actually, this is incorrect. So they might really like one brand and you might do a versus kind of. So if they're like saying that the Shark vacuums are the best and they really like Shark vacuums and you're Dyson, how can you leverage some of Shark vacuums kind of perception that they're the best? Start doing certain products of like Shark Dooley 248 versus Dyson Dooley 249, and you do the comparisons and explain the advantages of yours over theirs and try and bridge that gap from their perception to what you kind of sell. But I'd say that's just part of doing topical authority on blogs and being like almost like what Richard Breaker's talking about, being seen and being omnipresent and being everywhere that you can. And then just part of the ADA kind of funnel. You start off up here with everything informational, and bit by bit you're funneling them down. What would you do there, Ricky?
Yeah.
Exactly what you've just said. I'm conscious that I don't want to take over again, but yeah, that's it. You want to get their attention, drive them down your funnel, ultimately get them to take.
Yeah. So with a lot of like with the omnipresent stuff, like James said, it's really overwhelming sometimes. Like, where do I get started or something, right? But you can really get started with the email stuff, right? Just go ahead and set up some basic MailChimp account, and you can start collecting their email at least. And this is what we did with our affiliate websites as well. So the point is, you are getting the traffic. You can just go ahead and add your subscribe button into the head. That's it, right? And you have the page. The point is, people are not subscribing to the newsletter since they don't see any value. You have to explain the value. As I said earlier, the email is just the currency, right? That they are giving to you. That's not the, that's not the money that you can spend right now, but you can spend it later, right? So that's the thing. You can at least get started with the email stuff. And secondly, you can just think of what are other channels or platforms. Like, there is a difference between the channel and the platform, right? So you can think of what are other channels or platforms that they must hang out, right? And you can get started with it. Like, get started with the YouTube first. It could be for finance if you are in the finance niche. And for the point is, where they go out to seek advice or to consume the knowledge, right? In my opinion, most of the time when you are, scrolling the TikTok, when you are, scrolling for reels or something like that, you're not really looking for any corporate stuff or any corporate advice or something like that. You really want to, entertain yourself when you are enjoying your time, just scrolling through the stuff, right? And you should really make it somewhat exciting, right? As Rick said, for the first 3 seconds, look at, well, it's a very big example, but with the Mr. Beast videos, he really explains the whole concept in the first 5 seconds, what the viewer is going to get out of the video, but like by the end of the video. So this is what I do as well on my shorts, as well as with my videos. I go ahead and tell them what they're going to get. Here are the 3 tips. Here are the 3, XYZ steps for doing XYZ. So they are going to stick there. And if there's something if that is something they are looking for, they're going to watch it. So that's the point.
All right. What?
Ricky, on that, on the first 3 seconds, I've got a question that's come through actually on my phone, and they've said on the first 3 seconds, if they booked a call with you, do you think from niche to niche you would have an idea by the demographic of the audience for the niche that you might know what might work? Obviously, you're going to split test it, but what you think might work best?
Yeah, there's a general rule of thumb when it comes to marketing, and you touched on it before. It's AIDA: attention, interest, desire, and action. And that's a fundamental language that across all marketing. So I would adopt that. But yeah, it does change from niche to niche. You may find that certain hooks, work well if you're in a similar industry. But if it's, let's say, if it's the finance sector and you've got car finance or personal loans, the hooks may differ slightly. So as an overall, yeah, you might find that a general video might kind of work well, but I would still look at tailoring it if you can, mate.
Is there any so obviously some that go like you, and stuff like that. Are those type of ones that aren't touching upon like a pain point or something? Do they work well as well? Or is it generally speaking? Like, I love the idea of checking your competitors' reviews, the bad reviews, and if you're touching upon them pain points and then agitating them pain points, do you think that works better than like someone jumping out and being loud and boisterous? Like, what works better on that, Ricky?
It's Rick, not Ricky. He's doing it to wind me up. The answer is to test, and that's such a shitty, slopey-shouldered, answer to give, but it's true that what we need to remember is that we need to stop people from scrolling. That's the key thing. And a good way to do that, but also to qualify people straight away, is to address them. So while you may, pardon?
To address them.
To address them, not undress them or dress them. To address them. So if you use a hook that's going to speak to an audience, it might be, are you a Turkish-looking man in Wales with an orange cap on? You go, fuck, that guy is speaking to me. That's an ad I'm going to click on, rather than somebody that's just waving their hands. Where Vlad might say, I might not have been pointing in the right directions there, but they might stop and they go, well, I don't look Turkish and I'm not wearing an orange hat, so this might not be for me. Well, come on.
One idea could be just combine some memes in that niche. Like, for every niche out there, they have some specific niche, specific memes, right? So you can just combine those memes with your original idea, right? So for example, if there is a man falling behind, and you can just go ahead and combine it with your own idea that you want to explain. So the thing is, you just want to stop their scrolling, that they are that's why it's called doom scrolling. They're just scrolling and scrolling and scrolling, and you just want to get their attention right away, so without even speaking anything.
Just one thing, Vlad, back on to Johannes' question, and a big shout out to Johannes as well. What a guy, great guy. With regards to the perception bubble, probably one of the best things that you can be doing to change people's perception about whether this works and whether it doesn't is case studies. Case studies. Sure. Keep it in home all the time and building that trust with case studies. And that massively helps change people's opinions with actual real data.
Yeah, true. I'll second you on that. I actually have a surprise for all three of you. I got a blitz for you guys. What? I've never used share screen here. Oh, yeah, all good. Yeah, so I got 3 premium names here, and I would like you to share your thoughts and ideas on them. First is sem.contact. So that's a premium name, no SEO value. So yeah, share your ideas right away. Like, what would you do with this domain if you owned it? Like, would you build a business? Would you use it for whatever other purposes that may cross your mind?
Search engine marketing agency. Right away.
Because it says .contact, I would turn it into a directory site. So I would go and get all, literally, and if, let's say, I was just going to do the UK or the US or whatever kind of country I was going to do, I would go and get all the contact details for every single PPC company that there was. I would then go and get all the contact details for every SEO company that there was, web design company that there was, and I'd go and list all of them. And then what I then tried to start doing is, once I start getting them ranking, I'm starting doing best web design companies in the UK, best PPC companies in London and stuff like that. Then I would then try to start renting out those spaces and have like premium, like a gold listing, silver listing, and a bronze listing. The directory sites are ranking really well at present. You're getting a lot of hyper-specific data with the contact details, and it goes very, very much hand in hand with the .contacts, because you're providing the contact details. What would you do, Ricky?
As you know, I'm a slut for a recurring revenue business, so I would look to leverage that. And it's a very short domain SEM, so I would look to leverage that by maybe having it as a recurring subscription service-based offer, where we would maybe offer regular SEO tips via email, via perhaps a Discord channel or a Telegram that's that's premium, it's paid. Again, it links back to the SEM. It links back to perhaps some of the relevant traffic that it's already generating. And I'm a firm believer that the easiest way to build LTV of any customer is to incorporate a recurring or some form of recurring revenue to that. So that's something along the lines that I would go down to. For the benefit of everyone watching, he's not joking. He's not told us anything about this. He's just literally sprung it on us. So yeah, that's what I would do. Given a bit of thought, maybe something else, but off the bat, something like that.
Okay,
you've got 3 different ones.
Yeah, of course. So the next one is changeletter.com. Yeah, pretty much all the same questions, the same question. So go on. Come on, let's do it. Like,
Umar, you start. Come on, give me some knowledge, Umar. I want some juicy bombs from you.
Changeletter.com.
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 Yeah, so,
come on, sell it to me like a pen.
Yeah, you can use this domain for what else?
Changing letters.
Yeah, so you can literally create a tool that can help you. Like for example, recently people are like literally into the LinkedIn stuff and something like that, and there are very few tools that can help them format their post for their social media, right? Like bolding it and italicizing it, so you can just change those letters as per your personalization as you want to, like formatting it. So this is a tool idea that comes to my mind when I hear changeletter.com.
Would you do, Ricky?
James?
Let me go next.
Yeah, no. What I would do, James, is one of 5 things. The first I would look to do is maybe email marketing services. So we could have it as a premium email marketing platform that specializes in newsletter design and distribution services. We could have it as a resume or CV or cover letter writing service, where we could use the domain to offer professional CV writing services. Maybe again a subscription-based educational content service, legal and business document templates, or finally campaign and advocacy platform. Now, you guys might be thinking, shit, this guy's thought of all this pretty quickly, but I'm not. I was working smart, not hard. I had ChatGPT up and asked it. So I was just reading it off. So I'm in the game of working smart, not hard. So that's what I would do, James. What about you?
I would change letter. I'd have it as a play on words. I'd make it into a brand, and I would change and letter. I would kind of I'd repurpose this kind of domain and brand as being re-optimization of existing content. So you've got content that's not indexed or not ranking, come to us and we'll reword it and we'll basically change the letters on the page because we'll re-optimize it. We'll go into it. We'll add the right entities that are needed on the page, the right semantic triples that are needed on the page, sentence structure, get rid of all the fluff, get rid of all the contextless words, make certain that it's written with sales persuasive content in mind for what they need. So we'd need to get the source context of what they want and just basically rewrite it that converts better and ranks better in Google with the right optimization. Boom.
Boom. All right. And the last one, last but not least, is changebriefing.com.
What?
All right. Changebriefing.com. All right. James, go on. Like straight from the bat.
Change briefing. I need ChatGPT to work this one out.
No, he's copying me. We'll give the same answers there, do we? Because I'm doing
change briefing. I'd probably then do more about topical maps, briefs of web. I'd keep it all like, because the majority of everything that I do is mainly digital and online. So I'd have it more about the content briefs that you give to your writers, are they optimized correctly? And there's so many people at present that are buying keyword research or topical maps, and their content briefs are not good enough. So on the change briefing, I would kind of go down the route of saying, you're not doing it right. We know how to do it right. This is exactly what H2s, H3s, and questions are needed, with the help from using tools like autoblogging.ai, which kind of extracts all the main headings and uses co-scene similarity to know what entities and what questions is most relevant to that title. And then once we've got that brief, you can get autoblogging.ai to write it. You can get ChatGPT to write it, Koala, whatever your preferred AI writing tool is, or send it off to one of your human writers to write the article. But they've got a nice brief, knowing exactly what needs to be followed. That's what I'd do.
Omar?
Yeah, so the first thing that came to my mind is a lot of times I'm not an attorney, and this is not legal advice, but I think there is a briefing before the actual case. So we can create something like they need help, or some kind of consulting where they need to present that brief to the judge or the attorney, and you can sell the consulting services to nail down the brief before they present it to the judge. So this is the first idea that came into my mind, and obviously content briefs was the second one. Yeah.
Rick?
So I'll try and not cheat, or be smart and use ChatGPT. But I think it depends on the context, really. So change briefing, it can mean like so many things. If you've got, as the domain to me suggests, if you've got perhaps an organizational change or something like that, you might want to use it as a consultancy service. It may be, exactly, or it may be change briefing. It might be changes in a certain market, and it might be like a news consolidation service where it pulls together. So I think it's quite ambiguous, and it's a bit suggestive. So one of many things, I'd maybe look at the traffic that it's already generating, some of the sites that are linking into it, and seeing kind of which avenue that may help guide you a bit more.
Yeah, one of the things that came to my head is associated with what James was talking about. Well, you could actually build a SaaS based for content briefs and just sell it. I mean, it's just
yeah. And since right now, semantic SEO and topical authority, all of these terms are just around in the market right now, and you can literally just swamp a lot of business out of it. So just content briefs based on Chorus framework or something like that, right? So there's no fluff content briefs, or for content briefs to generate the content using AI or something like that. Since with AI, the number one thing is to have really, really good content briefs. So if you have got really good content briefs, you can use AI to generate really good content. Since I'm doing that, so
would you 301 it to Umar semantic methodology? Is that what you 301 it to, Umar?
No, not really. I will build a brand around it.
I'm only messing, mate. I'm only messing.
Yeah, gentlemen, do you still have several more minutes?
Yeah.
Or do you have a hard stop?
No, let's go.
So
okay, because there's
just go ahead. I thought that we're just
we're a bit over time, but there's one more question from Rick Hope, from Rick to Rick.
No.
In the enigmatic world of Facebook marketing, how might one discern the true essence of the costs cloaked within the shadows of paid advertisements? Ooh.
Tell him I'll answer that in an hour when I go to the office, and tell him to stop going to ChatGPT asking for fancy questions. I'll tell him to give me a minute, and I'll copy that into ChatGPT and ask it for its own answer.
Well,
but
apparently he is watching and listening, so
apparently I'm on a big screen in the office and everybody's watching me, cheering along. And I tried to keep a low profile. I don't tend to put myself out there that much. And I thought, I won't tell him, And then an hour before, I get a message from Rick saying, "Bloody hell, I didn't know you were going to be on." I thought, "Oh, shit." So,
His message me halfway through says,
call him
his head's
Ricky.
falling off. Keep calling him Ricky.
My head's not. I think cool as a cucumber, me. Invite me to as many as you want.
To be fair, this webinar would have only been on for about 15 minutes if it weren't for Rick.
Do you know what I mean? You guys would have spoken given the chance, though, I'm sure.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. This is time for us to wrap up, guys. It was a great conversation. Thanks for sharing all your thoughts, dropping knowledge bombs, and all the golden nuggets. Make sure to get in touch with James and Rick via odys.global/mentors. You can find them there on the page alongside other great specialists and professionals in the SEO digital marketing and business management domains. So yeah, they're there available. You just book a call with them and they'll help you out with whatever constraints you have in your business based on their specifications. Let's put it that way. So yeah, once again, thank you for doing this. Thank you for joining the conversation. It was a blast.
Yeah, cheers, mate.
Cheers,
yeah, thanks very much.
Cheers, Umar.
Thank
Not so much,
you.
Ricky.